When I was a girl, I was told there are two types of women in this world. There was the one you marry, and well, you can guess what the other one was for. Can you imagine telling a child that sort of thing? What sort of a monster harbors this duality? It's no better separating the world into foxes and hedgehogs than in this makeshift pedigree of optimal commission. Although the affectation is certainly brained through a more sober outlook, but its bifurcation is equally a feat, and there's a lot to be said for the wisdom of a man who slices humanity among such dubious pairings, and none of it wound well in surfeit of his fair receipt. But how aligned are all these fantasies to the exemplum which diverts our look? There is something performative within its gross invention, as that the work of being had surpassed remark, and set its urge to ambit in its bare dimension. Performance has obtended art, transmuted it. It has resurfaced the reality to which the eye may anchor in discourse, expunging all disparity and proffering its lone embodiment to abrogate rework. It has always been that we are hidden by constraint, that we appear as one thing when in the service of discharge, and heave each self-revision to entangle in the actions of its heart, and therein lay our own iniquity. An absence of a self, our service centers at its cold correction and secrets out the body that it long admires. And now our captive nature bides in the panopticon of needy self-attention. And we are much less ourselves in doing, less vantage to connote the object at its core. We once had art to guide our admonitions, but art has brindled from its first report, and stammered from flame of first reward. What use is art when one's humanity is modelled at the brink of indecision? When we are here amended to our serried selves, I think the work of art should be what it is, namely, that it appear in the world as a thing to be admired, that it rest in the canon of our self-reflection, for that is our best attempt to enrich ourselves in the preponderance of unstudied life. All lives lean vastly in the fret of unrecovered worth. Moments of brief wisdom and respect drowned out in the wire, and if that smells of pretense, then so be it. It isn't any less erected in mine own agreements. Why shy from pretense? One must engage at the edge of disaster. Where else can one find beauty? The poet who is fearful of sincerity is half alive to the humanity which beleaguers them, per contra wild, and a ulteriore bloom. Or maybe what I'm saying will sound pat, nevertheless. Nevertheless, an amused exemption from reality. Or maybe strains of self-reflection will not feed to fibre from one's self-applause, but rare disruptions to be outmused in quantum of one's self-possession. And why not? One's flatus is not atta to disport, but it is our ancient impulse to impress, and peace our queer exemption in such strange remark, to unguise our mere election, and to untrain our inconsinity along the axis of our birth. And what greater thing can advocate than what may chase the puzzle of its quark?